Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to solve O-Levels Mathematics D Paper 2 in a session May-June 2023 Paper 2-2. So let's start with the first question. Question number 1, Part A. A shop buys some fruits. The table shows the bill for this fruit. Items, quantity in kilograms, price per kilogram and cost price. Number 1. Find the value of each of P, Q, R and S. P, Q, R and S. Alright. So the first 50 kgs bananas. The price per banana is 51 cents and the cost price for the total. Okay, 72 kg oranges. Okay, so 72 times 1.35, you will get the p value. 50 kgs banana, the price of 1 kg is 0.51, the price of 50 kg is 25.50. 72 kg oranges, and the price of 1 orange is 1.35, the price of 72 oranges 97.2. 97.2. So this is the p value, 97.2, right? Okay, in the next one, avocados, we have R and Q. Let me work on pears, right? So 45 kg pears and the price per kg is S. So to solve for S is 51.30 divides 45. 51.30 divides 45. 1.14 is the S value. The price per pear is $1.14. Right. Now the next is we have P over here is 97.2. We have S is 1.14. Okay. Now the total we have given. Let me work on Q. So Q is the total is 240.30 and subtract 25.50. Subtract P 97.2. Subtract 51.30. We will get Q. 240.30 minus 25.50 minus 97.2 and minus 51.30. This is 66.3 is the Q value. 66.3. $66.3, right? Now we have 66.3 for Q. Let me solve for R for avocados. How much kgs of avocados, right? So to solve for R, we can do 66.3 divides 1.95 price per kg divides 1.95, 34 kgs avocados. Right. Okay, now for the second part, the shop sells all these fruits for the total of $325. Calculate the percentage profit. Let me use a formula for percentage profit. Percentage profit is equals to the sale price minus cost price divides cost price multiplied by 100, right? Okay, the sale price is 325 minus the cost price of all the fruits are 240.30. 240.30 divides the cost price, which is 240.30, and multiply by 100. Okay, let me simplify. 325 subtract 240. This is not 24, sorry, it's 240.30. 240.30 divides 240.30 multiply by 100, which is 35.24. 35.2% is the percentage profit. In 2022, Part B, the shops total sale were $34,974. This is a total sale for the whole year. Number 1, a pie chart is drawn to show the item types that make up these total sales. Part A, the sale for fruits were this much. This is for fruits. Calculate the angle representing fruits on the pie chart. Okay, so the total pie chart is 360 degree. The sale for fruits dividing by the total sale, multiply by 360. 9520.70 is the sale for fruits. The total sale were 34,974 multiplied 360 degree. The whole pie circle, the pie chart is 360. 9520.70 divides 34974 multiply 360. This is 98 degrees. The angle is 98 degrees. Now for part B, the angle representing frozen food is 46 degrees. Calculate the sale for the frozen food. Right, so we have given the angle, we need to find the sale. The same, we have given the angle 46 degree. The sale for frozen food divides the total sale, we have 34,974 multiply by 360 degree. Okay, let me solve for the sale of the frozen food. This would be 46 degrees divides 36 degrees multiply 34,974. 46 divides 360 times 34974. 4,468.9. 4,468.9 is the sale for frozen foods. Now for the second part, the shop total sales of 34,974 in 2022 were 4.4% increase on the total sale in 2021. Calculate the total sales in 2021. Let's say the total sales in 2021 is X, right? So this much, we have given this information that the total sale in 2022 is 4.4% increase on the total sale in 2021. 2021 for sale is X and 44.4% increase in X. Okay, let's solve for X. For this is X is common. 1 plus 44%. Right. 4.4 divides 100. Add 1 is 1.044. So here we have X is equals to 34,974 divides 1.044. 347,974 divides answer. This is 33,500. 33,500 were the total sales in 2021. Question number 2, part A. One chocolate bar cost P cents and one packet of sweets cost 75 cents. Tanisha pays $9.10 for 5 chocolates bars and 8 packets of sweets. Form an equation and solve it to find the value of P. Show you working. Okay. 5 chocolates, the cost of each is P cents, 0. P, or if we adjust, we can't do 0. P. We can convert the dollars into cents by multiplying by 100. So the $910 is basically how much cents? 910 cents, right? Let me make equation in cents, right? So 5 chocolates, the cost is P, plus 8 packets of sweets, the cost is 75, and the total is 910. Okay, so we have 8 times 75 is 600. So 5p equals to 910 plus 6 and subtract 600. Right. So 910 minus 600 is 310 divided by 5p is 62. Subtraction, right? So p is 62 cents. 0.62 if we are writing in dollars. Part B, factorize. From 6 and 27, we can take 3 common. 3 and c is common. 3 times 2 is 6 and a minus 3 times 3 times 9 is 27 and c is common, right? So 3c into 2a minus 9 is the factored form. Now for part C, write as a single fraction in its simplest form. 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 3 is 9, 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10. M is cancelled with this m. So we are left with 1 by 2 m n times 1 by 3 and n. Right. So the simplest form is mn square over 6. The numerator is mn square and 2 times 3 is 6. Part D, rearrange the formula y to make x the subject. Cross multiplication, 5y equals to 3x square. 5 by 3y equals to x square, and to get rid of square we have to do the square root. So the x value is square root of 5y over 3. Square root 5 by 3y. Right. This is plus minus because when we are squaring we have to do plus minus sign. Now for part E, a group of k numbers has a mean of 556.8, right? So the mean is sum of all values dividing by the total. So the mean is 56.8. This would be equals to sum of k members in the numerator and divide it by k. The total are k, right? The number 52 is added to the group. In this group, 52 is added and the new mean is 56.5. 56.5 is the new mean, which is sum of k members and add 52 divides in k, one more number is added, right? Find the value of k. From both equations, let me solve for sum of k members, right? So we can say the equation 1, this implies, let me name this is 1 and this is 2, right? So from here sum of k members is 56.8k, and equation 2 implies sum of k members this would be equals to cross multiplication 56.5k plus 56.5 and subtract 52. Right. Now let me compare the two equations. I can easily get the k value. So we can say 56.5k plus 56.5 minus 52. This would be equals to 56.8k. 56.5k minus 56.8k, this would be equals to 56.5 minus 52 is 4.5. So shifting over here is minus 4.5. And 56.5 minus 56.8 is minus 0.3k. Minus 4.5, minus is cancelled with minus. So the k is 4.5 over 0.3. This is equals to 15. K equals to 15. Question number 3, part A. The diagram shows the equilateral triangle B. B is an equilateral triangle. All the three sides and all the three angles are same. This is 60 degree. For all the three angles are 60. Okay. And the part of the regular polygon A. A is the regular polygon, which have a common side. This both have a common side. The interior angle of the polygon A is 165. The interior angle is 165 degrees. Number 1, find the value of y. The whole angle at a point is equals to 360 degree. So y is equals to 360. We have to subtract 60 and 165. Okay, 360 minus 60 minus 165. This is 135 degrees for y. Right. Now for the second part, calculate the number of sides of the polygon. Right. So we have given the interior angle of the polygon, measure of each interior angle of a polygon, 165. This is equals to number of sides minus 2 times 180 divided by the number of sides. Right. So cross multiplication, we have 165 times by n. This is equals to 180n minus 360. Shifting 360 here becomes positive, and 180n and minus 165n is here. Simplifying, 180 minus 165, which is 15. So 360 degree equals to 15n. So the number of sides, 360 divides 15 is 24. So n equals to 360 divided by 15, which is equal to 24. So the number of sides of this regular polygon are 24. Now for part B, A, B and C are the points on the circumference of a circle. A, B and C center at O. The angle ABC is x degree, right? Number 1, show that the angle OAC, this angle is 90 minus x degree. Give a reason for your answer. Right. So first we know that OA and OC, this is same because these are the radii of the same circle. So the triangle OAC is an isosceles triangle. All right. And they have the same, the angle A and this angle C is same. Right. Okay. And again, using the concept that A, B, C and AOC, right? So angle at the circumference is 2 times of angle at the center. The angle at the center is 2x. The angle at the circumference is just x, right? So the first reason we can say that A, O and C is equals to 2x. So we can say that angle at the center is twice angle at the circumference subtended by the same arc. Right. Now using the concept of isosceles triangle, we know that the triangle OAC is an isosceles triangle. This is an isosceles triangle. The two sides and two angles are same. So let me work on the third angle over here. So angle O is 2x. Let me say this is 2 times of the missing angle equals to 180 degree. Right. So 2 times of missing angle is 180 degree minus 2x degree. So that missing angle is 180 degree minus 2x degree divided by 2. So this would be equals to 90 minus x degree. Right. Now for the second part, angle BAO is 54 degrees. BAO, B, A and BAO, this angle is 54 degrees, right? And angle OCB is 11 degrees. O, C and B, this is 11, right? Find the value of x. Okay. Okay, so if I consider the triangle ABC, sum of all angles of a triangle is 180. Angle A is, this angle is 90 minus x and plus 54. This is x. And this angle is C, 90 minus x and negative of 11 as well. No, this is not, 11 is not here. Yes, subtracting 11, sorry. Okay, so considering the triangle ABC, angle A is in 54 degrees. We have to add 90 minus x degree. B is x degree. And the angle C, the whole angle C we have given is 90 degree minus x degree subtracting 11 degree. This is 180 degrees. Okay, let me simplify. Positive x, negative x is cancelled. We have 54 plus 90, 54, 90 plus 90 minus 11, 223. So minus x degree equals to 180 degree, subtract 223 degrees. 180 take away answer, which is negative 43. So negative x degree equals to negative 43 degrees. Cancel the negative sign. So the value of x is 43 degrees. Right. Question number 4, part A. Complete the table of values for this function. So we have to find y when x equals to 4. So let me simplify. So we have 2 power 4 divided by 5. This is 3.2. Right. Now for part B, draw the graph of the function for x is between -1 to 4. Okay. So let me start with when x is -1, y value is 0.1. X is -1, y is 0.1, this point. At x is 0, y is 0.2, 0.1, 0.2. At x equals to 1, y value 0.4. At 1, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 and 0.4. At x equals to 2, y is 0.8. At 2, it is 0.8. At 3, it is 1.6, 3. This is 1, 1.5 and 1.6. And at 4, it is 3.2. At 4, we have 3, 3.1 and 3.2. Right. Let me connect all the points to get the curve for this function. Okay. Make sure your curve passes through all the points. Okay, so that's the graph. Now for part C, by drawing a suitable line on the grid, solve 2 power x equals to 6, right? So we have y equals to 2 power x divided by 5, right? So let me solve this. From here 2 power x would be equals to 5y. Let me substitute over here. So from here 5y equals to 6 and y equals to 6 by 5, and 6 by 5 is equals to 1.2. So we have to draw the line 1.2 on the grid. Y equals to 1.2. Okay, so this is y equals to 1, 1.1 and 1.2, this line. Okay, this is a straight line. Now we have to solve for x. This is the point, it crosses the x. Alright, so this point is 2.6. Right, so the x value is 2.6. Now for part D, number 1, complete the table of values for this function. For x is -1 and 2, we have to solve for y. So from here, if I can say that y value is equals to x by 2 plus 1 by 4. we have to divide 1 by 4 and 2x by 4, right? So we have to solve for y when x value is -1. So this is -1 by 2 plus 1 by 4. This is minus 0.25, right? And when x equals to 2, so 2 by 2 plus 1 by 4, this is 1.25, right? Now for the second part, on the grid on page A, draw the graph of this function for x is between -1 to 4. Okay, when x is -1, y value is negative 0.25. Here x is -1 and y value is minus 0.25, minus 0.1, minus 0.2, minus 0.25, right? The next is when x is 2, y is 1.25. For x is 2, this is 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.25, right? For 4, 2.25. At 4, we have 2, 2.1, 2.2, 2.25. Let me connect the points to get a straight line. Okay. Right. Now for the third part, find the x-coordinate of the points where the line crossed the graph of the function. Okay, so we have to pick the x-coordinate. So the line cuts the graph at this point and at this point, right? Okay. Right. So this is 0.1, 2, 0.25 with a negative sign, and this is 3.2, right? Negative 0.25 and 3.2, right? Now for part 4, the x-coordinate in part D3 are the solutions of the equation where a, b, c are all integers. Use the equation and the curve to find the exact value of each of a, b, c. They are the solutions, so we have to put them equal. From here, y value is x by 2 plus 1 by 4, and this is the y value. Now let me compare. So here we have 2x over 5. This would be equals to x by 2 plus 1 by 4, right? Okay, now let me take 4 as an LCM. So 2x over 5 equals to 2x plus 1 divided by 4, right? Now let me do a cross multiplication. 4 times 2x equals to 5 times 2x plus 1, right? 4 times 2 power x equals to 10x plus 5. Okay, shifting all the terms to the left side. 4 times 2 exponent x minus 10x minus 5 equals to 0, right? So if I compare it with this one, we have 4 times 2 power x minus 10 times x minus 5 equals to 0. So a value is 4, b is minus 10, and c is minus 5. 4 minus 10 and minus 5, right? Question number 5, part A. The table shows the population and area of 3 countries in 2019. Country, population and area of Sri Lanka, South Korea and Pakistan. Number 1, write down the value of the smallest population. This is a population. 10 exponent 8 is the largest one. From 10 exponent 7 we have to pick the smallest. This is 5 point something, this is 2 point something. So the smallest is 2.18 times 10 to the power 7. Right. Now for second part, find the difference in area between Sri Lanka and Pakistan. Give your answer in standard form. Difference in area between Sri Lanka and Pakistan. So the area of Pakistan is 8.82 times 10 to the power 5 minus Sri Lanka is 6.56 times 10 to the power 4. Right. So let me add the power 1 here and shifting the 0 1 decimal place over here. Okay, So this becomes 8.82 times 10 to the power 5 minus 0.656 times 10 to the power 5, right? The answer is in 10 to the power 5. Let me subtract them. 8.82 minus 0.656, 8.164, right? Now for part 3, the population density of a country is the number of people per square kilometer, means population over area. Find the value of the largest population density for these countries, from these countries. Okay, so the population density, let me solve for Sri Lanka. Population over area, right? So this is a population of Sri Lanka and the area. We have to divide and we need to pick the largest one. So 2.18 times 10 to the power 7 divides 6.56 times 10 to the power 4, and then population density of South Korea. This is 5.17 times 10 to the power 7 over the area is 1.00 times 10 to the power 5. The next population density is of Pakistan, which is 2.17 times 10 to the power 8 over 8.82 times 10 to the power 5. All right, let me simplify this. 2.18 divides 6.65, 6.56, 2.18, 6.56. Okay, this would be equals to 0.332 times 10 to the power 7 minus 4 equals to 3, right? When I shifting one decimal point to the right side, this becomes minus 1. So this would be 3.32 times 10 to the power 2, right? Let me solve the population density of South Korea. 5.17 divide 1.00. This is 5.17 times 10 to the power 7 minus 5, which is equals to 2. Okay, the last for Pakistan, 2.717 divides 8.82, 0.25 times 10 to the power 8 minus 5, which is 3. Again, when we are subtracting 1, we have to move decimal point 1 unit to the right. So this becomes 2.5 times 10 to the power 2, right? So now we have to pick the largest population density from these countries. So 10 to the power 2 is same. This is 3.3, 5.17, 2.5. So 5.17 is the largest one. People per square kilometer, right? In the standard form, A is this and B equals to this. Giving your answer in standard form, find in terms of n. All right, A minus B. So A is 8.6 times 10 to the power n minus B is 1.5 times 10 to the power n minus 1. So let me simplify this. This is 8.6 times 10 to the power n minus 1.5 times 10 to the power n times 10 to the power minus 1. When bases are same, you can add the powers. Okay, so this is 8.6 times 10 to the power n minus, okay, 10 exponent minus 1 is 1 by 10. Multiply with 1.5. This is 0.15. 0.15 times 10 to the power n. Okay, 8.6 minus 0.15. This is 8.45. 8.45 times 10 to the power n. Right. Now the second is A times B. A value is 8.6 times 10 to the power n, and its product with 1.5 times 10 to the power n minus 1. Okay, again we are doing the same thing. 8.6 times 10 to the power n, its product with 0.15 times 10 to the power n, right? 10 to the power n is common, so 8.6 multiply with 0.15 multiply with 10 to the power n. 10 to the power n bases are same in product, so we can add the powers n plus n, right? So 8.6 multiply 0.15, this is 1.29 multiply 10 exponent to n. Question number 6. Sophia takes part in the trio challenge. She walks, then cycle, and then swim. Trio challenge: walks is this much kilometer, cycle is 3000 meters, and swim is 1800 meters. So we know that 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meters. What is 6.3 kilometer? 6.3 times 1000. This is 6300 meters. 6300 meters. Okay. Part A: write these distances walk, cycle, and swim as a ratio in its simplest form. So 6300 ratio 3000 ratio 1800. All right. We have to convert them into simplest form. Okay, let me get rid of the zeros first. Two zeros, and two zeros, right? Now we are left with 63 ratio 30 ratio 18. They are all divisible by 3. 63 divides 3 is 21. 30 divides 3 is 10. And 18 divides 3 is 6. So this is the simplest form. 21 ratio 10 ratio 6. Now for part B, Sophia walks at an average speed of 1.4 meter per second. This is the speed we have given, average speed, right? She completes the walk at 11:05. Find the time when she starts walking. Okay, so we have given the speed. Speed equals to distance over time. Okay, we have to solve for time. So what is time? Time equals to distance over speed, right? So distance for walk, she walks at an average speed. For walk, the distance is 6300, right? 6300 meters over 1.4 meter per second. Meter is cancelled with meters. We have answer in seconds. 6300 divide 1.4. Yes, 1.4. 4500 seconds. Right, let me convert them into minutes by dividing by 60. 75 minutes. This is equals to 1 hour and 15 minutes. Right. Okay, she completes the walk at 11:05. Find the time she starts walking, right? So the completed time is given from 11:05. We have to subtract 1 hour and 15 minutes. 11:05 subtract 1 hour 15 minutes. So she starts at 9:50, right? 9:50. Now for part C, Sophia cycles a distance of 3000 meters, correct, to the nearest 10 meters, right? Nearest 10 meters means 10 by 2, which is equals to 5, right? So let me solve the distance. Upper and lower bound is 3000 plus 5 and 3000 minus 5. This is 3005 and 2995. Right. She cycles this distance in the time of 450 seconds, correct, to the nearest 10 seconds. So this is again 10 by 2, which is 5. Now let me solve for time. Upper and the lower bound of time. In 450 we add 5 and in 450 we subtract 5. This is 455. This is 445. Right. Calculate the upper bound for her average cycling speed in meter per seconds. This distance is in meter and time is in seconds. So average speed, we know that speed is distance over time, but we have to work on the upper bound, right? So the upper bound in quotient, in division, we have to find the upper bound of numerator and lower bound of denominator, right? So let me use the upper bound of numerator. Upper bound of distance is this and lower bound of time is this. So 3005 divides 445. 3005 divide 445. This is 6.75 meter per second is the upper bound for average speed. Question number 7, part A. On Monday, the amount of money spent on the website by each customer was recorded. The table shows the result, amount of money in dollars and the frequency. The histogram shows some of the results. Okay, frequency, density, and amount of money. Part 1, find the value of P. Okay, the P is over here and we have to use the histogram. So we know that frequency density equals to frequency over class width. Right, we have the frequency. Let me solve for the class width. The class width between 30 and 0 is 30, right? Let me solve the rest of the class width as well. Between 40 and 30 is just 10, 40 and 50 is 10, 50 and 60 is 10, and 60 and 90 is 30, right? Okay, we have to solve for P. We have the class width and we have the frequency density between 0 to 30, which is 0 0.12345, 0.5. Right, let me solve for P. Frequency density is 0.5. This is equals to frequency, this is P, and the class width is 30. So from here the P value is 0.5 times 30. 0.5 times 30 is 15. So P value is 15, right? Now for the second part, complete the histogram. So we have done the histogram between 0 to 30 and 30 to 40. 40 to 50, 50 to 60, and 60 to 90 are left, right? Okay, so between 40 to 50 we have the frequency and the class width. Let me find the frequency density, which is frequency over class width. So 24 over 10 is 2.4. 9, this class width is 1.9. 19 over 10, this class width is 24 over 30. 24 divides 30 is 0.8. Okay, let me complete the histogram. 40 to 50 is 2.4. 40 to 50, this is 2.1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, between 40 and 50, right? The next is between 50 and 60. It's 1.9. 50 and 60, this is 1.9. Okay, and the last we have is between 60 to 90, 0.8. 60 to 90 is 0.8. All right. Now for the third part, one of these customer is selected at random to receive a discount voucher. Calculate the probability that this customer spent more than $50 on Monday. More than $50. So amount of money spent more than 50 are 19 and 24. 19 plus 24, which is 43 out of total, right? 43 out of the total our P value is 15. 15 plus 18 plus 24 plus 19 plus 24, 100. The total are 100. So 43 out of 100 is the probability. Now for part B, the table shows the amount of money spent on a website by each customer on Tuesday. Amount of money spent and the frequency, right? Now of the second part 1, calculate an estimate of the mean. So we know that mean is sum of fx divided by the total, right? So this is the f, and x is the midpoint of the intervals, right? The midpoint of 0 and 30 is 15, 30 and 40 is 35, 40 and 50 is 45, 50 and 60 is 55, and the midpoint of 60 and 90 is 60 plus 90 divided by 2 is 75. Okay, let me do the product of fx. 15 and 22. 15 times 22 is 330. 16 times 35, 560. 24 times 45, 1080. 19 times 55 is 1045. 14 times 75 is 1050. Right. Let me do the sum of fx. Right. The sum of fx is 330 plus 560 plus 1080 plus 1045 plus 1050. This is 4065. 4065 divided by the total. Total is the frequency, which is 22 plus 16 plus 24 plus 19 plus 14. 95. All right, 4065 divides 95 is 42.78 or 42.8 if I round it. So the estimated mean is $42.8, right? Now for the second part, an error was made and one of the sales on Tuesday was not included in the table. That customer spent $41. Kristen says if that value had been included in the table, then the estimated mean would have been higher. Without calculation, explain why he is correct. Okay, $41. The amount of money spent, it lies between the interval 40 and 50, right? So 41 is in the interval 40 and 50, and the mid value is 45, would have been used to estimate the mean, which is higher than the estimated mean, right? So we have to explain why is correct. So we can say that $41 is in the interval 40 is less than m is less than equals to 50, right? And the mid interval 45 have been used to estimate the mean, right? Okay, to estimate the mean, and which is higher than the estimated mean, because one thing is added, which is higher than the calculated estimated mean. Estimated mean, right? Question number 8, part A. The length of the rectangle R is twice as its width. So the length is 2 times of width, and let's say the width is x, right? Length is 2x, the width is x. Rectangle R has a perimeter of 20.4 centimeter. The perimeter we have given, perimeter is 2 times of length plus width. Number 1, find the length and the width of the rectangle R. Using the formula for perimeter, which is 20.4, This is equals to 2 times of length, which is 2x, and width is x. Let me solve for x first. So dividing by 2, 20.4 divided by 2, 10.2. This is equals to 3x dividing by 3. So x is 3.4. 3.4 is the x value, right? Now let me work on the length and the width. So the length is 2 times 3.4 is 2 times of 3.4, which is equals to 6.8, and the width is just 3.4, the x value, 6.8 and 3.4 centimeters. Now for the second part, rectangle S is mathematically similar to rectangle R. They are mathematically similar. Rectangle S has a parameter of 30.6 centimeter. Calculate the length of rectangle S. If they are mathematically similar, then we can say that the parameter of rectangle R over the parameter of rectangle S would be equals to length of the rectangle R over the length of rectangle S, right? So parameter of R we have given is 20.4. Parameter of S we have given is 30.6. This is equals to length of R is 6.8 and length of L is just L, right? So if I can simplify, L is over here, this is 6.8 times 30.6 divides 20.4. 6.8 multiply 30.6 divided by 20.4, 10.2. So the length is 10.2 centimeter. Now for part B, a piece of card is a sector of a circle with the sector angle 75 degrees and radius 8 centimeter. Number 1, find an expression in terms of pi for the arc length of the sector. Give your answer in its simplest form. Arc length is equals to theta over 360 2 pi r, right? So theta value is 75 degrees over 360 degree times 2 times pi times the radius is 8. We have to find the answer in terms of pi, right? So 2 times 8 is 16. 75 divides 360 multiplied by 16 is 10 by 3 in its simplest form, 10 by 3 pi. 10 pi over 3 centimeter, right? Now for the second part, volume of cone formula is given. The piece of card forms the curved surface area of a cone. The cone is filled to the top with water. Calculate the volume of the water in the cone. Right. Okay, the piece of card makes a curved surface area. So if we have to solve for the height, okay. So let me solve for the radius first. This is the height, this is the radius of the cone. This is the radius and this is the height, right? So if the piece of the card forms the curved surface area of the cone, so this, the arc length, right, this becomes the circumference of the circle now. So we can say now the arc length of sector of a circle is becomes the circumference of a circle, right? The arc length we got is 10 by 3 pi. The formula for circumference is 2 pi r. Let me solve the radius for this, right? So pi is cancelled with pi. The radius from here is 10 by 6. Let me solve 10 by 6, which is 1.67. Now the radius is 1.67. Now we have to solve for the height. Because it is a right angle triangle, we can apply the Pythagoras theorem to solve for height. So from here, hypotenuse is 8 square equals to h square plus 1.67 whole square, right? So from here the height is square root of 8 square plus 1.67 whole square. No, it's minus, right? So the height is 8 square is 64 minus 1.67 square is this much, and square root of answer is the height is 7.82. Right. Now we have the height. Let me solve the volume of the cone by using the formula. The volume of cone is 1 by 3 pi. The radius is 1.67 whole square and times by the height 7.82. Right. Let me simplify. 1.67 square times 7.82 times by the pi value divided by 3, which is, no, we have to use pi as 3.14. 1.67 times 1.67 times 7.82 times 3.14 divided by 2. Sorry, divided by 3, multiplying by 2 and then divided by 3. 22.8. 22.8 centimeter cube. Question number 9. A, B and C are the points on horizontal ground. The bearing of B from A is 72 degree. Bearing of B from A, this is 72 degrees. Right. The bearing of C from A is 205 degrees. C from A, this is 205 degrees. Right. And AB is 170 meters, AC is 95 meters. Part A, calculate BC. BC we have to find. Okay. So let me solve for this angle. The whole angle is 205. We have to subtract 72. 133 is that angle. Right. So we have the angle and the two sides. To find the third side, applying law of cosine. Right. So for law of cosine, we can say the side BC square, this is equals to 170 square plus 95 square minus 2 times of 170 times 95. Cos of the angle between them is 133 degrees. Right. Let me simplify now. Cos 133 multiply 95 multiply 170. Sorry. Cos 133 times 95 times 170 times negative 2, add 95 square, add 170 square, and square root of answer is 244.8. So BC is 244.8 meters, or if I round it is 245 meters. Right. Now for part B, find the bearing of A from C. The bearing of A from C. So it means we have to draw the north line at C. Okay, this is a north line at C. We have to find the bearing of A from C. From this angle we have to find. Alright. So if I extend the other north line as well, this one. Okay. So here we have north lines are parallel. They are connecting with one line. So this angle and this angle, these two angles are same. They are alternate angles, right? So how can I find this angle? Right. So this is a straight line. This is 180. 180 plus something is 205. So in 205 subtract 180. This is 25. So if this angle is 25, this angle is also 25, right? This is 25 degrees. This is 25 degrees. So the bearing of A from C is 25. So 0 to 5 degrees. Now for part C. The point D lies on the horizontal ground. D is the point on horizontal ground due south of A and due east of C. Number 1, show that A to D is 86.1 meters, correct to 1 decimal place. AD we have to solve, right? So if I compare this with the 1, so this here is a point D. If I extend, so D and C, so this angle is 25 that we already got. So this angle is 25 degrees. We have to find AD, this side X. So this is a opposite, adjacent and hypotenuse using the ratio for cos. So we can say cos of 25 degrees is adjacent side is AD and the hypotenuse is 95. Okay, so AD is equals to 95 times cos 25 degrees. All right, so cos of 25 multiply 95, this is 86.1. 86.1, correct to one decimal please. Yes. Now for the second part, point X is at the top of the vertical mast at A, right? At the top of the vertical mast at A, right? The angle of elevation of X from B is 7 degrees, right? Calculate the angle of elevation of X from D. Let me draw this first. So the point X is at the top of the vertical mast at A. So let's say the point X is over here, right? And the angle of elevation of X from B to X, this angle of elevation, this angle is 7 degrees, right? We have to calculate the angle of elevation of X from D. From D we have to find the angle of elevation of X from D. Let me explain the situation. Let me draw this separately. The point X is at the top of the vertical mast at A, so it is at the top of the vertical mast. It means this is a right angle triangle. This is A and B, so A is the right angle, right? And here is the point X, right? And the angle of elevation of X from B is 7 degrees. This is 7 degrees, right? Let me solve for AX first. So AB we have given is 170. So what is AX? If I can say tan 7 degrees, this is opposite is AX over adjacent is 170. So from here we have AX equals to 170 times tan 70, tan 7, tan 7 times 170 is 20.8, 20.9 if I round it, right? So we have AX, right? The next thing is calculate the angle of elevation of X from D. This is D. The point D is over here, right? We have to calculate the angle of elevation of X from D. This angle we have to calculate, right? This is also right angle because it is vertically above A, right? So we have AX, we have AD from the first part as well. So if I use again tangent of angle D is the opposite over adjacent. Opposite is AX, which is 20.9, over the adjacent side is AD, which is 86.1. 86.1, right? This is dividing by 86.1, and tangent inverse of answer, this is 13.6. So the angle of elevation of D is 13.6 degrees, right? This angle is 13.6. Question number 10, part A. F is the point 61, G is the point -24, and GH is -1, -8. Calculate the magnitude of FH. So we have GH, which is equals to H minus G, right? So we have GH, we have the point G. Let me solve for H. So the angle point H is GH plus G, shifting the G on the other side, right? So H would be equals to -1, -8, add G, which is -2, 4. -1, -2, this would be equals to -3, and -8 and +4 is, we have -4. This is the point H, right? Now we have to solve for FH. So FH is H minus F. H is -3, -4, negative, subtract F is 6, 1, right? So -3 minus 6 minus 9 minus 4 and -1 is -5, right? Now we have to solve for the magnitude of FH. Is square root of -9 square plus -5 square. 9 square is 81, 5 square is 25, right? 81 plus 25 is 106. Square root of answer is 10.3. Rounded answer. Now for part B, OA is A, OB is B, and AC is K times B. X is the point on OC, such that OX is M times of OC. Number 1, write OX in terms of M, K, A, and B. O to X. So let me solve for OC first. OC, O to C follows a path of O to A and A to C. OA plus AC, right? So we have OA is A and AC is KB, right? Now OX is M times of OC. So M times of A plus KB, right? Now for the second part, we have given BX, find the value of K. All right. So BX, we have to solve for BX. B to X follows the path of B to O and O to X. BX is BO and OX. BX is given, which is 3 by 5 of A minus 1 by 2 of B. BO is negative B plus M times of A plus KB, OX. Okay, let me simplifying the A and the B's. So this is 3 by 5, A coefficient is 3 by 5 and the B coefficient is minus 1 by 2, and here the A coefficient is MA and the B coefficient is minus 1 plus KM, right? Now let me compare. So if I compare A with A, from here we have M value is 3 by 5, right? Now comparing B with B, so from here we have negative 1 by 2 would be equals to minus 1 plus K times of M, which is 3 by 5, right? So this is minus 1 by 2 plus 1 divides 3 by 5. This is equals to the K value. Let me solve for the K. 1, okay, negative 1 by 2, add 1, divides 3 by 5. This is 5 by 6. So the K is 5 by 6, right? So that was the last question of our paper. If you have any queries, please let me know in our comment section, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Take care.